Reports suggest that Canada could purchase a fleet of unmanned aerial combat drones in the hopes of bolstering its incoming F-35 fighter jet fleet. Government documents obtained by the Canadian press show the Department of National Defence is researching options to acquire the tech. And while the exact cost is unknown, estimates suggest it could go as high as $16 billion. Canada has never deployed unmanned aerial combat drones alongside fighter jets. And with me now is retired Major General David Fraser. General, thank you as always for joining us.
Roger, good to be with you.
Let's get your thoughts on this idea of the drones, up to $16 billion worth of drones that would work with the F-35s.
Well, the F-35 is the last manned fighter or aircraft we're ever going to fly in that category. And having these drones is just the next step to where the technology is going to go. And from the safety of our men and women flying aircraft, this is what we need to do. We'll let machines do the dangerous stuff and let the men and women do the safer things. So really from a technology point of view and a safety point of view, and also when we look at the North, this is where we have to be.
I guess this begs the question, do we need the F-35s then?
Yeah, right now you do need the F-35 because these drones are actually tethered to the F-35. But it's the next step, and as you know, there are upgrades to these drones and whatnot. Eventually, the F-35 will be phased out. But for the time being, you need the F-35. No other airplane right now can do what the F-35 and these drones can do.
And is this proven technology that we'd be looking at, or is it untested?
Well, early testing, I would say. The Australians have, essentially a couple of versions out. The Americans have been testing these for a number of years, but it's early days with the testing. But again, if we're not in the game, and once we decide we want to get into the game, it'll take us too much money and time to get back into this to be classified as being a credible partner.
Now, there's a personnel shortage, I guess, in the armed forces. Would this ease that because we wouldn't need as many people?
Well, I wouldn't say it's going to ease it. These things don't fly by themselves in the sense that ground crews and people that are backup. But if you are a Canadian looking for a high-tech type of job, this will certainly interest you in joining something that is, high-tech, it's sexy in the sense of, you're going to be doing something that you can work with for the rest of your life. So I think it's a good news story for retention and attraction.
And outside of it, would we be buying any of this from within Canada, or is this all American or European purchases?
Well, in fact, there will be an awful lot of spin-offs for Canadian industries with this, the high-tech industries in Boeing, and there's another one, General Atomics make this right now. And so I think there's an awful lot of possibilities for economic benefit for Canada.
Okay, and I guess the question, do you think this will become a reality before we go?
I think eventually it will become a reality. I mean, the fact that the Air Force is studying it right now is good news. The fact we've got a prime minister who wants to put more emphasis on defense spending does make this more plausible than it was with the previous prime minister.
Okay, General, thank you as always.